What's up, guys? George back again to do another review. This one is for the Friday the 13th 3D script by Nick Antosca from 2015. This was going to be a reboot of the series, according to this script. It was officially canceled last year, unfortunately. But like I said, this is not a this is a complete reboot of the series. Basically takes place in the 80s. Camp counselors are at Camp Crystal Lake, the new Camp Crystal Lake. It's the last few days of summer camp. And the kids are leaving, and a couple of I guess all the counselors are sticking around to clean up and get everything ready for the winter. When things start going terribly wrong, basically the counselors find out about the old Camp Crystal Lake, which is across the lake, and the events that took place there with Jason's mother being decapitated, and I guess sometime in the 60s, by the sounds of this one. They all decide to go over to the camp to check it out and basically disturb the camp enough to where Jason rears his ugly head. I thought this script was fantastic, very reminiscent of the first movie as far as jump scares and, not fully giving stuff away, I guess. Basically, it's a lot of its point of view from Jason himself. You don't even know who it is until later, really late in the movie. He doesn't don the hockey mask until I think 3/4 of the way through the movie. A little bit of backstory about him in it I thought was fantastic, and it basically leads up to the end of the film. A lot of the kills take place during the day, which was something different for Friday the 13th. I thought the end, I guess the end scene, or the end, the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the film were brutal as hell. Would have been brutal as hell. All takes place during the day. Jason's more, by the sounds of it, you get the idea that he's more of a human than anything. Where in the the original films, he became pretty much a zombie, I guess, of some sort. However, in this film, it seems like he regenerates for some reason. They don't really come out and say it, but that's the idea I got from it, where he would get stabbed or shot and be hurt pretty bad, and then all of a sudden he'd show up, and Nick made it a point that in the script that when he would be hurt or killed, not killed, but when he would be hurt or damaged pretty good, the next time he came around, he seemed even angrier and stronger, and in some cases he said bigger. I don't know, he said seemed bigger. Doesn't mean he was bigger, I guess, but I'm not going to give away the end scene, but the end scenes in this film would have been fantastic, especially portrayed during the day. There's a few bits and pieces in here why Jason is coming after these kids. Really, it doesn't. I don't think it has anything to do with the mother's beheading, but something is taken from the camp, the old camp, that I guess he wants back. You'll have to read it to find out. It's just, I thought it would have been a great reboot. It was brutal. It would have been, I don't know about the 3D part. I'm not a 3D guy, really, so I don't think the 3D part would have been anything to really hold your hang your hat on at this point with this film. I don't think they work very well with slasher films anyway, the 3D aspect of it. It's a shame that this was canceled, but I think from what I read, Paramount is getting the rights back to Friday the 13th at some point this year. So there'll probably be a new Friday the 13th in 2018. Even if they use some of this script, I think it would be fantastic if they did. Like I said, it's a great reboot. I kind of wish it happened after the remake in 2009. I thought it was okay. I thought Derek Mears played an amazing Jason in that film. Although I prefer, I prefer the, I can't remember his name now. The guy who played the last, Jason the last 5 or 6 times. I can't believe I forgot his name. I could see him, I could picture him, but everybody knows who I mean. I don't know. I don't know if they would have went Derek Mears in this one or not. I like the fact that Derek was like 6'10" or whatever he is, a big bulk, big hulking Jason. I thought was cool. I don't know how. I guess what's his name was pretty big in the earlier films. Why can't I think of his name? Ugh. Memory is shot in this house. Man, I feel like a dummy. I can't think of his name. Kane Hodder. Duh. I knew it would come to me. Kane Hodder was an amazing Jason. He probably should have been used for Freddy vs. Jason. I liked that film, but I didn't like the Jason in that. Like I said, Derek Mears was cool as shit, I thought. So it'd be interesting to see what would have happened with this film. I'm glad that they weren't going to continue on with that first remake in 2009. As far as this script goes, there was really no point of continuing that storyline and that film. But this one was, like I said, it's got a classic vibe to it. As far as the original first movie goes, like he was getting the idea of like the person hiding out in the woods, just watching people and picking one off here and there, and then by the end of it, it was just all hell breaks loose. And we all know where it goes from there. So it would have been a cool kind of a cliffhanger, not really story wise, but you get the impression at the end of this that, well, you don't get the impression that actually, if you read it, you'll know what I mean. But like I said, I like the fact that it took place during the day. There was a scene at the very end where there was tracks in the snow, which I think Jason in the snow, I've always been champion for that. I think a Friday the 13th film in the winter or in the snow would be fucking amazing. But anyway, definitely check out the Friday the 13th 3D reboot from Platinum Dunes. Like I said, the script was written by Nick Antosca. I guess that's how you say his last name. In June of 2015. Again, it's a shame that this never happened. Maybe someday a version of this might happen as a reboot, but we'll see when Paramount picks up the rights again next year, or this year, and we get a new film next year, hopefully. I just read the Jeepers Creepers 3 started filming this week, and Halloween has signed on Danny McBride to write the next installment of Halloween with John Carpenter, so that could be good. I like Danny McBride. I know he's a big horror fan. As a comedian, I don't know how that'll work, but anyway, definitely check this out. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Click that thumbs up button. I'm curious to see what other people think about this script. It's kind of easy to find. Just Google it online. You'll be able to find it pretty easily. I did get another script for a sequel to the 2009 remake. I haven't read that yet. If it's any good, maybe I'll do a review of that as well. That was written in 2010. I just got it, so I'll probably read it within the next day or two, or at least start it. If it's no good at the beginning, I'll just not continue. But I read this within like 2 hours, I think it was. Never put it down. I thought it was fantastic from the beginning to the end. It was pretty crazy. Like I said, the end part of this movie, what would have been this movie, would have been fantastic, I thought, just for a horror standpoint or a gore standpoint. I don't know, man. Maybe Paramount will use this script to reboot the whole series next year. Who knows? I doubt it, though. But you never know. They might use aspects from this script. But we'll see. Again, definitely check out Friday the 13th 3D. The reboot by Nick Antosca. Script is online. All you got to do is Google it. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you read it, what you think of it. Click that thumbs up button for me. Share this around with your friends. Next up will be DVD reviews, DVD and Blu-ray reviews, a CD review, a new LP update, possibly another episode of Nerd Alert coming pretty soon within the next month. Our house has been fighting the flu. Everybody in the house has had the flu at this point over the last week or so. I have not. Knock wood that I don't. I have been fighting a cold, though, for 3 weeks. It's finally better, but every morning I wake up and kind of feel like, ugh. But by the time I wake up and have coffee and get a shower, I'm good to go. So that's why there hasn't been any updates this week, because I've been dealing with that. So anyway, again, leave a comment, click that thumbs up button, share this with your friends. Thanks to all my subscribers for watching. And I'll talk to everybody. Probably the next one will be a CD update. I got some really good stuff in this week. Over the last couple weeks, I should say. And some killer LPs, so keep an eye out for that. Alright, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see y'all real soon. Peace.